Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back. Today I want to be sharing with you guys some things that I have currently been loving this fall season. Quite a few of them are drugstore items, like really inexpensive items, so I'm so excited to share them with you guys. So if you're interested in what I have been loving and what you might love too for this fall season, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so I'm going to start with eyes today like I normally do in my makeup tutorials. The first thing I want to talk about is this Profusion Harvest palette. You guys, this palette is like $10 and I have been reaching for it more than like any other palette in my collection. I think because it's so fall oriented, like the shades are all so autumnal. I think that's why I reach for it all the time, and the shades are so good. This palette performs like it's a $20, $30, $40 palette rather than $10. Profusion is a great brand in general. Like they have a lot of great products that perform really well, and I have like a few others in here I think that are also Profusion, but this palette is so good. I did a whole video on this, on how I did an eye look that looked way more expensive than this palette actually was, so I'll have that linked if you want to check it out. But the color story in here is just so fall. You have so many greens, which I love to play with. You have a lot of warm shades. It's a very warm toned palette, I will say, so if you're into cool tones, I don't know if you'd love this, but if you're into those warm fall neutral shades, this is going to be the best palette for you. It's so inexpensive, it performs so well, and you have your mixtures of like shimmers, like glitters and mattes, and they all perform so beautifully. I love this palette. I love the greens in this palette. The greens in this palette they are no joke. You can do so much with them. You can do so many looks with this. There's so many different colors in here, but you can also do a lot of like basic neutral everyday looks. It's a very complex palette that you can do a lot with. The next product that I have is also by Profusion. It is the Wing It On Superfine eyeliner in the shade Black, and this, do you guys see how thin that is? How thin that point is. This has become my go-to liner. I don't use anything else except for this because it is so fine. It really helps me to get the perfect line on like my upper lid, which really helps when I put my lashes down. That's mostly what I do liner for. I will say that I don't do like a cat eye or a wing with this, so I don't know how it would work with that. Just for a regular everyday liner, this is so good. This is like $6 or something crazy like that, and it performs like a Rare Beauty or a MAC or a Fenty eyeliner would. It performs like the price point is not what it actually is. I have had it for a few months and it has not dried out. The felt tip isn't like deteriorating or anything. It's still just as firm and like full as it was when I first got it. And it's so black, this liner. Do you guys see that? It's so black. And it's not runny and it dries, you know? It's like a matte liner that's not going to stay smudgy or anything. It's a really good liner, and for the price point I don't think you can do much better. I have two things for my lashes. The first one is this Ilia mascara. My boyfriend's mom actually gave this to me to try out, and I'm so happy that she did because this is the best mascara I think that I've used in a really long time. This is a like sample size, so I don't know if I would purchase the full size just because you guys know my stance on mascaras. If I'm putting false lashes on, I'm not going to spend a lot of money on mascara because it's not going to matter, and most of the time I am wearing false lashes just because that's the look that I always am going for. So I like this mascara a lot. I do think that it's worth it if you wear mascara every single day and you don't wear falsies or anything, because it really lengthens and volumizes your lashes. It really separates them and it makes them look really good. You know how a lot of mascaras can make your eyelashes just look like one clumpy mess? This is not going to do that. It's really going to separate them and volumize them. But like I said, if you are someone like me who wears lashes almost all the time, like every time you do your makeup, I don't know if you'd want to pick this up because at the end of the day, no one's really going to see your mascara because you have false lashes on. So if you're looking for a new mascara, definitely try this one out. Not a need, but definitely I have been loving it this fall, especially this season. When I do like a natural makeup look, that's the mascara that I'm always reaching for. The next product that I have for lashes are the ones that I have on right now. Actually, I don't know if you guys can see. These are the Lily Lashes and Sephora collection in the style Beverly Drive. They are so beautiful. They are a pretty penny. I will tell you that they're expensive, but they say that you can wear these 25 times, reusable up to 25 wears. They are faux mink, which I like. I don't really like to use real mink lashes because like, why the hell would I want to do that? But they're very like a cat eye. effect, which is always what I go for. They're very voluminous, and what I love most about them is that they have a thick band, and if you're someone like me who struggles with false lashes, even though I wear them all the time, a thick band is really going to help you out because it's going to help really adhere to your eye. When it comes to like Ardell lashes, I don't work well with them because there's no lash band. It's like invisible, which is good if you're a veteran to those kind of lashes. You can kind of just pop them on, but I need something a little bit more stable, and these have that, and I've been wearing them to death, to absolute death. You guys know that my favorite lashes are the Molten Firecracker lashes, but since they are sold out, I've had to find like new alternatives to those. The Molten lashes are $5 and these are like almost $30, so it is a painful switcheroo. But I've been loving the way that these look, and I'm gonna get my money's worth out of these. I can already tell because I'm wearing them all the time and they still look exactly the same. This is like the 5th time that I've worn them and they look just like they did out of the box. Okay, we're gonna move on to face products now. I have 2 foundations that I want to talk about. The first one is this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. This is so good, you guys. This is so freaking good. I can't believe that I didn't try this sooner. I mean, I did try it back in the day, and I didn't like it, but I think they had a formula change, or I don't even know what, but this is a fantastic drugstore foundation. It's very, very good. It's full coverage. It looks like your skin. It gives you a nice soft blurred effect, and it's matte. So if you are someone who's a bit more dry, I don't know if you'd like this, but if you're an oily gal like me, this would be your best friend. It's very inexpensive. They have a decent shade range. You don't have to use a lot when you use it, which is good. It says that it's transfer resistant and sweat resistant. I haven't worn it enough to try. Like, I haven't worn it long enough to see if that actually is the case. I find it hard to believe that it's transfer resistant just because nothing is really transfer resistant. But this is in the shade 103. I definitely want to pick up some other shades of this because it's a very good foundation that I want to have a few options in. I don't know if I'd ever try the bottle version of this. I think I prefer only this one because it's such a good formula that I don't know if I'd try the bottle version of it. I like to use this with a sponge. I think it works the best that way. I have never tried it with a brush, so I can't tell you if that's good, but I like to use a sponge just because it soaks up any excess like product so that your skin isn't going to look cakey or anything. Not that it does with this foundation, but that's just my reasoning behind using a sponge. The next foundation is like way more expensive. It is the Hourglass Ambient Soft Glow Foundation. I wore this to a wedding and I absolutely loved the way that it photographed and the way that it looked on my face all night. If you are willing to spend the money, I definitely think that you should. This is not like any other Hourglass foundation that I've tried. Like, I used the stick foundation from Hourglass and I didn't really like it. And I think I tried another one and I didn't really like it. I don't remember. But this one is it feels like nothing on the skin and it looks more or less natural. It is a foundation that like is full coverage, so it's gonna, it's gonna look like makeup, but it's gonna look like your skin also. It just feels really good on the skin. You know those products that you try out and they're memorable because you're like, wow, I like the way this looks and I like the way this feels. This is one of those products. I do find that it does oxidize a little bit on me. It might be in my head, but I feel like it does oxidize a little bit, which kind of makes me sad, but I'm willing to take it just because I love the formula so much and I love the way it looks on my skin. I have never used this with a sponge. I will always use it with a brush because that is what the directions say to do. So if you are having a hard time with this, like if you have it and you don't feel the same way that I do, try a brush. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's the way that it is being applied. I find that the brush is the best way to do it. You also don't need a lot with this product, which I appreciate. You don't need a lot of product to get the coverage and the finish that you want. It's been really good in these fall months because it is matte, but it's not like a super mattifying foundation. Like it sucks the hydration out of your face matte, like the Estee Lauder Double Wear one. This one offers a nice skin-like matte finish, which is great for this time of year. The next 3 products are just a blush, a contour, and a bronzer. The contour is actually this e.l.f. contouring palette. I have been reaching for this more than I reach for my Kevyn Aucoin sculpting powder. I don't do a lot of powder contouring anymore, mostly because I like the way that creams look on me. But if I do reach for a powder contour, it's usually this one. I don't really like any other shade in the palette, which sucks, and I'm sure that you might if you pick it up, but the contouring shade, this one right here, is the reason that I got it, and it's so good. It's so inexpensive, and it gives you that nice, deep but blendable contour that you want for the fall months. You know how makeup is a bit more extra and a bit more amped up? This gives you that nice amped up contour without being like a stripe on your face. It's very blendable and it's very forgiving, but it does make a statement. There is like a highlighter in here that I don't use. I might have used this as a bronzer one time, I don't remember, but like I said, I mostly use this for the contour shade that's right there. e.l.f. is just a good brand. They have a lot of good stuff and it's super affordable. The bronzer that I have been loving is one that I picked up and I tried and didn't think I was going to like, but after playing with it some more, I do love it. It is the Morphe Bronze Show Velvet Matte Pressed Powder in the shade Tropical Tan. It's very warm, which is funny that I would use it in the fall because I feel like that's a more summer tonage, but I have been loving this for the fall because it brings a lot of color into my face without looking orange. Like, it matches the undertones in my skin, so it gives me a nice bronzed look. It's also more on the affordable side, which I appreciate, and it's very blendable. This is a forgiving bronzer that's going to be able to work with you and work for you, rather than some other bronzers that I've tried that have been a bit harder to work with. This is not one of them. It's just a very nice matte bronzer to have in your collection. There's nothing really flashy about it, but I think that's why I like it, is because it's such a nice matte basic bronzer to have that really makes me feel like I've been to a tropical island. You know, it gives me a nice bronzed look. And then the blush that I have to show you guys is this Lottie London Ombre blush in the shade Exposed. I don't have a blush in this color, but I don't think that I'll ever need to pick another one up because this is such a gorgeous shade. There's a bit of shimmer in it, but it's not something that affects me at all, and I am a stickler when it comes to shimmers and glitters in any kind of face product because I don't like it. I have a lot of texture, and shimmers and stuff like that really just makes it look 10 times worse. Even though this has shimmer in it, it looks fantastic on my skin. The color is so pretty. It looks a lot more lilac on camera, but in real life it's like a true Barbie pink. It's so stunning. It's so inexpensive. It's a bit of a smaller like blush, but that's because you don't need a lot when you go in with this. When you think of the fall, you definitely think of more like wine shade blushes, but this one is one that I've been loving because it gives me like a nice pop of color without looking like it's blush. Like, it looks just like I'm very flushed. I've never tried Lottie before. This was the first product that I used from that brand, but I definitely want to pick up some more stuff because I love this blush. I love it so much. And then the last product that I have to share with you guys is the Morphe Honeymoon lip liner. This is an exact dupe for the MAC Strip Down lip liner. Like, I don't know how like no one else is talking about this, but this is so pretty. It's like a gorgeous, not pink, but not beige, but not like completely nude lip liner. I love this lip liner so much as like my first lip liner to go in with because it goes with so many of my lipsticks. It's comfortable on the skin. It's nice and creamy, but it's not like too creamy to where it like blends away. It's a great formula, and it's a color that I'm going to use at any stage of my life. No matter what time of year, no matter how old I am, this is going to be a lip shade that I'm always going to use because it goes with everything. I could wear it with this, I could wear it with a bright pink lip, I can wear it with a more deeper nude lip. It's very versatile and it's so inexpensive. The MAC Strip Down lip liner is pretty pricey, and this one is a fraction of the price and it's exactly the same. Exactly the same. I don't know how more people aren't talking about it. So you guys, that is everything that I have been loving for the fall this year. So many good things, so many inexpensive things, which is what I love. I love finding a good inexpensive product that I can use over and over again and fall in love with, and I have so many of them in this little list and collection for you guys. If you're gonna pick up just one thing out of this entire list that I curated, definitely go for the Profusion palette. I think you cannot go wrong with that eye palette. It's so good, and if you're into more cool tones, I know that they have, it's part of a collection, so they have a warm toned and then a cool toned, so definitely try that one out because I bet you it's just as good. But if you're gonna pick out one thing, definitely go check out that Profusion Harvest palette. So if you guys did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Make sure, if you have not already, that you are subscribed to my channel and that you hit the little bell so that you are always notified when I upload a new video. Let me know what you have been loving this fall season. I would love to know and check it out and pick it up. And I believe that is it for today's video, you guys. I hope that you all enjoyed. I know that I did, and I will see you all in my next one.